Quarterbacks, ranking quarterbacks today. If you watch the socials, you saw some of our top tens, but we're gonna go a little bit further than that. And if you didn't see them, we're gonna show you what they are. But thank you once again for joining us on FTB Sports Through the Table. Yes, it is that time again. Another Wednesday, another episode of Through the Table on FTB Sports with me and my co-host, Donnie Shoemaker, my
What's
friend.
up, Brit?
How are you?
Good, man. It's a good day.
Uh,
Ready to talk some football?
Beautiful. And
Uh,
quarterbacks at that, right?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's the one people get most fired up about
yeah.
when you talk to them
Well,
about a team. It's like, oh, this quarterback, that quarterback.
yeah.
And rightfully so, man, right?
Yes, definitely. I was gonna say, a lot of play. I know I'm always preaching about it takes a team to win a championship, but man, the quarterback
It
is one of
takes a
those players that
quarterback.
you need a decent quarterback in order to win. So it's gonna be fun to talk about them.
Oh, it is. And excuse me, this week we all went through, we put together the list. Do you have fun doing this list, man? I know
I
lists are
did.
fun already, but like the quarterback's one of the most fun because you feel than any other position. Like if there's a quarterback you don't like, you try to rank him as low as you can and justify it. And you're going to talk about how you don't like this guy. So you rank him way
Yeah.
down here
Try to
and,
stay.
pro-
Try to
and
stay
propping up a
biased.
guy.
Um, when I do my rankings.
Oh,
I
yeah.
try to
So do
be.
I.
I'm a player person, so I try to keep away from my bias. But some people, yeah, I'm like, I wish I didn't have to put you this high, but that's just how
I,
it goes.
I know. But a couple of the guys along with me and Don, they put in their top 10. Um, First, we have FTB administrator, British Bolt, man. He turned in his top 10. I mean, a lot of the names are going to be the same, little bit
Yeah,
different order. Um, uh, what do you see?
I mean, I have his.
Can you see this list working out this way? I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. So it's not like an audacious list.
No, no. I mean, I think his top three are going to be. Should be everybody's top three. I know they're my top three, just in a different order. Um, I like the Joe Burrow call. I think he is going to finish high. I'm not. But the rest of the list going down. I don't know if I completely agree with everything. I think Aaron Rodgers is rated a little bit high. Um, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins. I don't even think should be on the top 10, but that's just my thought process. I could be completely wrong. Uh, Not hating on you by any means. Appreciate all the work you do, man. I really do. I do.
Right.
I just those guys, those names, man. I don't know. It's especially the Russell Wilson. I think he's going to kind of falter a little bit this year. I think the hype was a little bit too much. Especially with the Tim Patrick injury, I think that's going to kind of lower what he was going to bring to the table. And, as far as Kirk Cousins, I'm still not sold on him. I get it. The Vikings are supposed to be, and Justin Jefferson's amazing wide receiver, and I get it, and I get everything. But I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins, and he's been in the league long enough where I don't
Yeah,
know if he's
because
going to bite.
I get trying to leave a guy out of the top 10 that you don't like, but then the guy who you have to now put in the top 10 is Kirk Cousins. And like however good he is, whatever is, you gotta go. Kirk Cousins, the top 10 quarterback. Uh,
I know.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I
this
know
might be his year, but I mean,
he
everybody says that about everybody every year. But
I know he puts together good runs. I'm not saying he's a trash quarterback. I mean,
no,
there's only 32 jobs available in the
no,
whole world for this
no,
job, and he
definitely.
has one of them. But
And he's a starter too. I mean, he's switched teams and he still stayed the starter. So it does say something for him. I think we know his performance level, and we're gonna continue to get that. Seeing him exceed to that top tier level, I don't know.
mhm.
Uh, it's just you're telling me he's gonna finish 4 away from Patrick Mahomes on that list, and
Dude, yeah,
that's it's kind of hard for me to fathom.
yeah, the gap's big, but he said, "Hey, you know what? No, I'll put Kirk Cousins at the top in the top 10 because he's the name you should be talking about." It's not wrong. It's not saying Kirk Cousins isn't good. He he he's just not a top 10 quarterback to me.
I definitely
But
pick him up
yeah,
over some other names.
yeah.
Definitely.
Like I mean, I well, we'll go to that. Here
If you
is
can look over yours, and then I'll be right back.
yeah, here we're gonna have uh okay, yeah, go ahead. Um see, get mine. Okay. Let's see here. All right, my top 10, bring that in for you. I went Josh Allen number one. Uh, not just haha big surprise Bills fan. Like, no, I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I put Patrick Mahomes number two. I think it's fair. He did beat Allen, so he has to be pretty darn good. Uh, he's they've ran this division, and he's been at the helm. So you know, yeah, freaking Patrick Mahomes number two. I went with Justin Herbert number three. Um, I know we saw him in number one, but there is a chance number three might be too high. I mean, is it too early? Herbert's a really, really good quarterback. I really like him. I think the ceiling that he has could be really good. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a ceiling at number three. And I think he can get it. Uh, for Matthew Stafford, um, I know I have him pretty decently high than most people, but I mean, look what the man's done. Look, he had a great season. He was the one running that ship, man. And he led him all the way. He made big clutch plays when he needed to. And I think Matthew Stafford's a very undervalued quarterback. Now, if this was a fantasy list, and this is not, Matthew Stafford probably wouldn't be this high up. Uh, five, I put Tom Brady. He, he's still really, really good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, I've seen him at the list on top of people's list. Aaron Rodgers at number one. I have him way down at number six, but I don't think he's I don't think he's trending very well. And Donnie, um,
What's up, dude?
got to Aaron Rodgers on my list.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Joe Burrow, I have it seven. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. I debated, man, because I haven't been a big Lamar Jackson believer, and I'm not a Kyler Murray believer. So
That's
like
what surprised me is
I
that he ended up on
tried,
your list.
yeah, I tried to leave him out. And I'm like, who am I going to leave out? I mean, we
Yeah,
talked a little bit about Kirk Cousins, so I can't replace him with Kirk Cousins. Uh,
I did think that I thought it was a little comical. Just 'cause you kind of disdain Murray, and the fact that he ended up on your list was a little crazy to me.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I
But
like him better than guys. Obviously, we're gonna talk about a little bit later.
fair enough.
So that's my top 10 right there.
All right,
Um,
who's your number one?
Josh Allen, buddy. Yeah. Um, FTB and Man United agenda host, Rebel. He very good account. You watch the Man United agenda, you've seen him. He put together his top 10. His looks similar to me. He's a smart guy. He had Burrow lower than I did by
Yeah,
one.
no, nobody's giving Burrow the love, man.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers um, are the same.
I think everybody's a little high on Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have those wide receivers anymore. Not saying he's not going to be top 10 because I have him in my top 10, but
Yeah. And he flipped Stafford and Herbert from what I
yeah,
had. So we had a lot, but he has Dak in the top 10. I I couldn't
couldn't
put
do it.
Dak. No, Dak. No, I couldn't put Dak in the top 10. Nope. He put Kyler way up at 7. I
Saw
had him
that.
at 10, but we both had him in there. Jalen Hurts, we both had pegged in at 9. He has no Lamar Jackson. I have no Dak. I couldn't replace, so I had to go with Lamar.
Okay. Well, I think we all pretty much have the. I think there's only a couple player differences in all of ours.
Right. Yeah.
Did we look at the best one yet?
Did we look at the best one yet?
Yeah. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I am. I am interested to see how Mahomes
There
does.
you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
There it is.
I'm just kidding.
You have Herbert, right? We all had him around 3. Like, I know this is one thing I didn't, but to have Justin Herbert at number 1 is pretty crazy.
I mean,
I know it's only
truthfully, he
like
has a better stat line than Allen. I mean, he has more yards for last year. He has more touchdowns, a higher percentage completion rate, and passing rate. They did tie on interceptions, but I mean,
yeah, we
I
throw a
just
lot
felt
of
like
tangent
Allen's team
passes.
overall was a little bit better than the Chargers were last year. But this year, during the offseason, I think the Chargers really buckled down, got some players that they needed. I mean, personally, I think any of those, I think I will say the top 4 could be contending for number 1, but definitely the top 3 are going to be
You
contending
know
for the
what
number 1
I
spot.
do like, and I couldn't put him that high, but I am very interested, and I like what you did here. You got Jalen Hurts at number 5.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, he had
he's
10
pretty.
rushing touchdowns last year, and he only played half a season.
No, I
And
like that. I can't. I just couldn't go that high with him, man.
I just
You're
think with
you're
A.J.
brave, dude.
Brown,
I like it.
yeah.
I like it, though, man.
So A.J. Brown's going to make the team better. It's going to give him a better game. Um, but I wasn't sold, It was hard for me. I mean, I wanted to put Tom Brady as top 5 just because it's Tom Brady, but I'm not saying he's still Tom Brady, but I mean, you've seen these younger cats come in, and eventually that's going to take its toll.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
and I will say, if Lamar Jackson doesn't do anything this year, we got to give up on him. I mean, I don't really even want to put him on my top 10, but just out of curiosity, I did. But man, I
Mom
know that
got in here. Not oh, she was saying to me that she doesn't understand how I don't have Dak in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dak's not a top 10 quarterback.
I put him. I think I put him 9 or 10 on my. I put
No,
him 9.
it's not smart. Can't. But mom likes your order though, man.
So see how it goes. How you doing, Mr. Smeal? Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
thank you. Appreciate it, man. Um, yeah, I didn't obviously. I had Dak at 13.
Yeah. Well, he's finished pretty much top 10 since his career started. So I don't know why not put him in top 10. It makes no
Maybe.
sense.
We'll see. We'll see. My 11. I had Kirk Cousins at 11
Okay.
because I think he's close to top 10. I have Russell Wilson at 12, Dak at 13, Derek Carr, Mac Jones, Tua, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields to round up my top 20. Did you have a guy in the top 20 that I left out?
Um, put
Or did you hear anything
I
interesting that
put
I
Jameis
said?
Winston at my 16 mark.
Y-
I know. I didn't hear his name.
Yeah, no, you did not. But
No,
that's not.
you're just hell bent on not giving that dude any credit. We'll see. I know we have. I know what you're pulling from because he didn't do too well in Tampa. I think the Saints is a better organization for him. I think we'll see him improve his game.
Well, no doubt the Saints are a better organization for him.
And then I guess it would be Watson, but we're yet to see that. And that's just based on player performance, not on personal thought of the person. But he's a very good player. Maybe if he could
Yeah,
transition that into some of his other aspects.
I'd
Um,
have Watson smash right in between Dak Prescott and Derek Carr, I guess.
I had him at 11 if we were. I put him as an asterisk because I didn't really know if we should even be grading him just with all the everything that's going on. But if he does end up playing a full season, he'll definitely
He'll
branch the
be
top
close.
10.
You think he'll be close to the top 10?
Yeah. But Derek Carr is my 11, and then like I put Murray, Wilson, Cousins, Winston, Jones, Lance, Tannehill, then Ryan.
To round out your top 20?
Yeah,
Where where did you put Tua?
24.
24?
Yeah,
I put Jameis Winston at 26.
yeah. Tua hasn't really shown me much. I know that it's a building process, and he has a better team this year, but just based on what he was supposed to be, and then I'm still kind of irked that they took out Fitzbeard when he was having probably his best season. And then they took him out, and that guy flopped City all over the place. And then they gave him a whole season, and it was the defense that held him in check. So it's kind of turned into a Lamar Jackson for me, truthfully. It's big names that don't really do anything. But with Hill coming in, we'll see how that changes, see if that makes a difference. But then again, is that Hill or is that Tua getting better? Either
True.
way, I think Hill will improve his prospects of gaining in the rankings.
Right. Speak an interesting uh name. And in some rankings I saw him quite high. And I was like, man, this is a faith projection, but Trey Lance, where do you initially have him ranked
I
again?
had him ranked 18.
18. I have
He's
him 19.
he's
What
pretty much the only. I mean, him and what Mills are the only two rookies starting this year.
what do you think his upside is? You think he could be top 15?
Uh,
Can he? Does
I
he
haven't seen
have
much of
the
his game
talent
tape.
around him?
I know that the head coach was pretty mad that they kind of put Garoppolo on the back burner and picked Lance. So I don't know how that plays into it. I think you got as far as you did in the playoffs. Your team was obviously good. I still think Green Bay gave that game away, but that's hearsay now. The 49ers got much farther than most people thought. I know Garoppolo isn't like, I mean, I say eye test, he's not a very good quarterback, or at least, not top 10. But as far as his stat lines, I mean, he's finishing some of these stat lines behind some people we have in the top 5. So that being said, I mean, if you look at it from that aspect, he is an elite quarterback. And the fact that they switched him out, I mean, personally, I think you want to get that spot, that chance right out of college, right? I think it's almost in your best interest to sit back and kind of learn the game, at least for, consider, your red jersey year or your red shirt year. Just you're learning how the game's played on a different level, because we see a lot of these guys come out of college, flop, and then they end up as a backup somewhere on a worse team. I mean, for example, Marcus Mariota. I mean, yeah, he's starting this year, but I mean, how many years did he sit as a backup after he got that starting position in Tennessee?
Right.
So you see
Well,
that. Um, I haven't watched a lot of game tape. Obviously, they feel comfortable enough to start. I know the team's good, or at least better than I thought they were. So I think they're definitely making moves to become a solid team. Top 15 is in grasp.
yeah, because if the stats tell you and all that Garoppolo is up there finishing behind, you know, like top 5 quarterback type stuff,
Yeah.
why are they so quick to turn away from him and go with a sophomore quarterback?
I just think that did he sit out during the 2020 season or what?
He didn't sit out. He played a little bit.
Okay.
They
Um
like what they saw out of him, but like, so like we haven't just been because the stats were telling me that I was just hating on Jimmy Garoppolo.
I
You
think the
know?
eye test says that he's not going to win it for San Francisco. But I mean, if
Yeah,
even the guys on San Francisco are saying this is his team, like, can you argue with the guys that see him all the time, that practice with him all the time? It's
yeah.
hard to.
Because
Uh,
I always found that perplexing. Like I was just hating on Jimmy Garoppolo, but um, when you go to it and they just push him away for you know a second year quarterback when you're telling me he does all these stats right up there with the top 5 guys.
yeah. Personally, I think I know it's a business. I don't like when teams do that.
Right. And they're
I think,
telling you that, hey, he's not as good as the stats say he is.
I mean, I personally don't think he's as good as the stats say he is, because I've
And
watched him play.
apparently we're right.
But you're getting two sides. You're getting the owner saying we want Trey Lance, while you're getting the guys that are actually with him every day saying we want Jimmy G. So, I
But they're
mean,
going with
but
Trey.
who signs the paychecks? Not the
The guy
players,
who
not
wants
the
him to
head
go with
coach.
Trey.
It's you know,
Yeah. Well, round my 21 out, I had Carson Wentz, Jimmy Garoppolo. I had Zach Wilson up at 23. A bit high. Where do you have him?
I had him at 22.
Okay. So you had him up there too. Okay. Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence, Jared Goff at 25, Jameis
Really?
Winston. Yeah. Jared Goff is better than Jameis Winston.
No, he's
Um,
not. Are you
yeah.
crazy?
No,
You
I'm not
literally talk
crazy.
crap about him all the time.
Yep. Yep. I know. I don't like
I think
Jameis
some of these are
Winston.
biased, but okay.
Mitchell Trubisky, Baker Mayfield at 28,
I think that's a little
Mariota.
high.
I was trying, Bo. I was
I
like,
mean,
dude,
a little low. I mean, I think he deserves to be
Marcus.
upper 20s.
We got Mariota at 29, Daniel Jones at 30, Davis Mills at 31 and Drew Lock at 32.
You think? Because I guess I would make Davis Mills the only rookie starting this year, right? If Trey
Yes.
Lance played a little last year. So what do you feel about that? And he's playing on
Uh,
a dumpster team, so
I know. I don't think things. I don't think it's gonna go very well for him.
it's it's. I mean, he could be great, and I don't think it's going to be good for him on that team.
Yeah.
But
No.
they're, you know,
I agree.
I think it's just going to be a bad year to be a Texan fan, more so
Um.
than most years.
Yeah. 'Cause I have Houston winning very little games, dude.
Yeah, I think we only
M-
gave him like 3 or 4 wins, if I can remember
Maybe.
right.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe three. I initially went through. I gave him one.
I can't believe you put Trevor Lawrence so high. The Jags didn't really look like
Hey,
they
they
would.
tell me he's good, man.
Yeah, that's what they said coming out of last year too.
Yeah.
The Jags just didn't look too good on
Yeah.
Thursday. I know it wasn't their starters. Saw that Campbell got hurt though. That's probably not going to be very good for him.
Hmm. No.
So
No.
uh,
So what was the bottom for you? Did you have Drew Lock? Was it the same Daniel Jones, Davis Mills, Drew Lock?
it was. I put Marcus Mariota as my 30, but 29's Daniel, Marcus Mariota, then Drew Lock, then Mills.
Okay, so we had Daniel and Marcus flipped, and we had Mills and Lock flipped.
I'd like to say Daniel Jones is better than Marcus Mariota.
I don't know, man.
I just
This is last chance. They're both on their last chance, so that's for sure. I know you said it on various occasions. Him and Saquon, they're on. They don't put something together and show some sort of promise.
yeah.
It's gonna move on. We won't be picking up options.
I was surprised how low you put Trubisky. I thought going to the Steelers would actually kind of up his ranking for you
Hey, uh,
because I mean I put him at 24.
I mean,
I think he is going to do better on this team. Um,
I hope he does better. I mean, I wouldn't begrudge anyone for having him up there. I mean, he'll do an okay job. I mean,
I
things
just thought
were
the Bears kind of struggled that time period that he was throwing the ball. Um,
no,
you
no,
know,
yeah, no. They were a
I think
mess.
you're going into a better organization, and that always helps. We've had some years on a bad team, struggling, trying to be good. So I think that now that you're on a better team, that'll kind of motivate you to take what you've learned from that team. You've already gotten your licks because you were on a team that couldn't protect you. So I think this is going to be an upgrade for him.
Yeah.
But that was it. Those were kind of the only ones that. And I thought you put Mayfield a little bit. Uh,
Where do you put Mayfield?
I have Mayfield at 23.
You have him up at 23.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
5 spots off, but
I mean, he's on a worse team now, um, but he's trying to prove something too.
yeah,
Okay, so did they really sign Kaepernick to a 1 year deal?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
thought
didn't.
I read this
I didn't.
article. I mean, I did read it, but I could have sworn that he got a 1 year deal with the Browns.
Huh. Well,
I think that's what it was. or maybe they were off. They were contemplating offering him 1 year deal.
Well, as of right now, he's not on the Browns depth chart.
Might still be a rumor, but
So,
that'll be funny because the Browns obviously don't know what they're doing anymore.
so if you were the Browns, you go in.
Shoot, man, the dude. I know they're trying to appeal it, right? So that because they're trying to set a new precedence, or the NFL is trying to. I think they finally realized, like, yo, our fans are getting tired of us. Just like, I get it, it's a civil matter, but if you mess up like that or do a crime, something like that, you shouldn't be allowed to make millions of dollars and play professional sports anymore. In my opinion, I think the NFL is finally realizing that the majority of their fans think the same way as I do, and they're trying to set this precedence. I know they're trying to appeal it, so potentially ban them for football for life, or at least for a whole year. You know,
Right. So as far as the Browns, do you think, and where would you put him? Um, oh, you know your list. Where would you have Jacoby Brissett?
man, you know, I'd
I
probably
mean, without
I'd put him
looking at,
somewhere around uh like I put Jimmy G at 20. I probably, I actually probably put him around like 20 to 25.
if he was a starter.
Yeah, because the team's, I mean, I think the team's good. They're not as good as they were a couple years ago, but I mean, I don't think he's going to fall into like a Golf or Daniel Jones or Marcus Mariota category, but I could see, like, he could probably do 25. I'd
Do you
say the
think
high.
that's what the Browns do? Do you think they go with Jacoby Brissett, or do they think they
How much
prepare
more money can the Browns really spend?
all the backups, or do you think they go out and maybe try and make a move for Garoppolo?
I mean, I don't know what their cap expenditure is left. I don't know how much money they
Yeah,
have in the bank.
yeah, because they gave a lot of upfront money
A lot,
to,
a stupid amount. They pretty much ruined their budget going forward for the next couple of years based on this one
yeah.
guy. Anyway, I would say, man, at this point in the season, I mean, and just the cluster that you've created with your fans, you just go with Jacoby,
You just take
roll it forward.
what because when we talked it, we had let me see, uh the Browns around 5 games. Do you think with do you think that's what they do with Brissett at the helm? Let's say the 6 game suspension. Can the Browns win
I mean, I don't
any?
see. I'm because the way I'm putting him is he's pretty close to Mayfield, and I think that's what we were basing our picks off of, if Mayfield was the quarterback still.
Right, and
So
it's not. It's Jacoby Brissett, so
I would say
they're
he
gonna
probably
have a
can.
bad time.
I think he can still pull off 5 wins. Truthfully, all he has to win is at least half of those 6 games, and the
Do you
Browns are still in it.
Because that is,
Or
I
I
mean,
mean,
Atlanta's going to be bad.
yeah.
Uh, their first 5 games are at Carolina, so that's Brissett.
Versus Mayfield. So I might give that to Mayfield.
Right, and that was the win we had for Cleveland. So that might change now. And then the Jets, Pittsburgh, at Atlanta, Chargers, Patriots.
So they might have one win, basically. maybe 2. Maybe they can squeak 2, but I doubt they're beating those other teams. There's no way they're beating the Chargers or the Patriots. So
Right.
your mom asked the same question that you talked about the other day about Sean Payton.
Did he step down? Uh, I'm not exactly. Uh, Let me see. Yeah.
It says he retired this off season.
Right. Okay. Just retire. Cause Dennis Allen is the coach. That's right. I don't know if he. Yeah. I guess he stepped down then. Yes. To
Says
answer
that
your
he
question.
left to pursue a TV deal, and it's a rumor that it's a 1-year deal, so he has the potential to come back next season. So he's going to be gone for this season, which definitely will play into how good the Saints do, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. A little bit.
Dang it, man. It's all right.
Is there a quarterback outside the top 10 that you really, really like and you think they could make a break for and break your list? Is
Break
there a
my
guy
top
outside
10.
that you think could break up into the top 10?
It would either be Derek Carr, Mac Jones. I wanted to say Winston, but I don't know, man. After that news, I think he's
Oh,
good. I think he's good. I really do. I think he could be top 10, but I mean, and as weird as this to sound, especially because it's Aaron Rodgers, I just don't see him being as good as he is this year. I think the 2 people that might fall out of my top 10 would be Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion.
okay.
So
Yeah.
those 2 would be filled with 2 players. They're not going to get those spots, but I think Derek Carr was my next one. If Watson wasn't going to be playing, he would be my number 11. And then Kyler Murray was technically my 12, but I do think Mac Jones has a better chance of getting into it than Murray. I think the Patriots know what they're doing. They want a
No,
quarterback that can
yeah.
throw the ball. He proved that he could do that last year. I just think he got the jitters towards the end of the season, and that just comes with being young and being on a team that's kind of growing because the guys that they all left, and they're just trying to rebuild a new team. And I think they definitely were on the right track at the end of the season.
Right,
Uh,
yeah. No. I think Matt could be a top 10 quarterback. How high
yeah,
could he go? If
probably
he you talk about
eight to
being
10.
you talk about being taught by 2 of the best football minds in
Yeah.
Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, even though I hate Bill Belichick. He is a great football mind. I mean, just look at the track record. I know they cheated a lot,
Well, that's
but
hearsay. That's neither here nor there. We don't know. It's all
right,
speculation.
right. Matt could be top 10. One thing I want to come back to,
And if
you
they really had
had
enough evidence that he cheated, would he only have gotten a 4-game suspension?
right.
Just saying. And he won the Super Bowl that year.
Your Jalen Hurts rank. Is that what you're putting? Like he goes out there and he puts a good year. He could easily be a
Well, he
top
had,
five. He's a borderline top 5 quarterback.
I think
What's
so.
the likelihood of him finishing at 5? Do you think?
I think I would take the over than the under.
So
Um,
you would bet on Jalen Hurts, man.
well, he played half a season, got 3,144 passing yards, 16 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 87.2% passer rating, 61.3% completion passes. Which really makes him stand out is the 784 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. You're talking like Michael Vick kind of stats right there, man. And he
Yeah.
only played half a season, and the fact that they've improved their wide receivers with, I think, definitely top 7 wide receiver, if not top 5, with AJ Brown. So I think he has a very high chance of finishing top 5. Um,
Because he
now,
is the same. He is what the NFL is right now. Like he is a prototypical quarterback
you know,
for that make quick decisions, move the ball quick, and we're going to take a lot of time though because we are going to do big plays.
yeah, I do get that. I just think the Eagles are one of those teams you don't sleep on, man. I think people, when they take the Eagles for granted, it always comes back and bites them. I mean, I think this is going to be a good year for the Eagles. This is going to be a good year for Hurts. I mean, shoot, he's got better stats than Jackson did last year, and Jackson played a full season. You know, he's got I mean, he's got 500 plus more passing yards, same amount of passing touchdowns, and I mean, 8 more rushing touchdowns than Jackson did. And we're
No,
supposed to look at Jackson like he's an elite quarterback. And so
dude,
it's,
I wanted to put Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson so bad,
if there was somebody on your
so
list that
bad.
you think would fall out of the top 10, who do you think it would be?
Uh, I think Kyler Murray
Yeah.
could fall out of the top 10.
I'm still very
Um,
surprised that you put him in there.
I it would be Kirk Cousins, man, and I don't think Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback, so I guess Kyler Murray has to be. He's in everybody's top 10.
I mean, honestly, I would almost agree that Kirk Cousins is probably better. I mean, I guess technically, I think that Murray has a higher ceiling. But I think Cousins has a higher floor or a more stable floor.
Hmm. Um, I really don't see. Well, if it is Lamar falling out, I really don't see Lamar falling out of the top 10. He's still good enough. He he can get past by Jalen Hurts. That's fine. He's still in the top 10. Lamar's still a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. So Lamar's safe in the top 10, I think. I don't think he'll fall out. He may fall to 10.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on the cat. I know I put him 7. I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt that I know the Baltimore really was banged up last year. Um, but I mean, they released Marquise Brown, who was his number 1. But Mark Andrews, man, he was. I mean, he's a very good tight end, and he really was making some moves last year. But then again, you need more than just one person to pass the ball to. Just didn't look like they were moving the ball very well last year, as far as Baltimore is concerned.
Oh, dude, man. But I mean, they still what? They
Are
they still
you
on
want
the
to put up the rankings again, Britt?
yeah, yeah, I'm going to. Um what a Baltimore. Where you at, man?
I thought we pretty much got them the wins that they were supposed to get, or something
Yeah,
like that.
I
If I can
mean
remember
they
right.
ended up winning 11 games last year.
That's what I'm saying. And even with the stat, I mean, it's hard to think that he won 11 games based on, I mean, 2,882 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and they still managed to win 11 games and 2 rushing touchdowns. So it's just, I mean, so now that they're all supposed to be healthy, you would think that that team's going to be better this year, right? And if they won 11 banged up as bad as everybody says they were, then they should they should win at least 11, if not more.
No, yeah. Um I agree.
But I do
Uh,
think this is. I mean, I know that they came right. They came to an agreement with the contract extension for Jackson this year. I think it was. I think that happened like a couple months ago. So I know he's going to be playing for him for a couple years.
Right. Okay. Here was the British Bolt. Has we have a lot of same names in the top 10. He, of course, had me flip, but yeah, he has Patrick Mahomes way down at number 5. I thought that's interesting. I mean, the guys controlled the AFC and played in how many Super Bowls?
What,
And
3 Super Bowls and pretty much
yeah,
every AFC championship game since he started.
yeah, and he's barely a top 5 quarterback.
I think Aaron Rodgers was put way too high. And I think his argument might have been, I mean, I didn't get to talk to him about it, but maybe that because of the change of Hill leaving and you're getting some other guys. But I would think Aaron Rodgers
Dude,
lost more than Patrick Mahomes did this
are you
offseason.
freaking kidding me? There were ESPN put up a ranking of NFL experts surveyed. Their experts surveyed. The number one quarterback was Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, the NFL loves that guy. I mean, I'm not trying to diss him. He had the highest
Eh,
passer rating last year. It was
Like, yeah.
111.9%.
And he's closest. I mean, I had Aaron way down at 6.
I had
Like,
Aaron at 10.
yeah. But there, people are telling you he's the number one quarterback, so we're sleeping on him.
It's hard for me to believe he's going to be the number one quarterback, but I did see a lot of it, like him at number 3.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of that. I did. But I don't think he's going to be nearly as productive as he was last year.
Right. There's Rebel from the United Agenda. A lot of the same names except Dak. I don't have Dak as a top 10 quarterback, man. I don't think he is. There
I don't think
because the
Stafford's going to finish as high. I, I don't.
I he
He's going into the year with the elbow injury. That's not a good sign. His elbow's
it,
only going to get worse throwing every Sunday.
it's an elbow discomfort,
Okay,
from what
whatever
I
you got to call it.
understand.
Whatever you got to call it. Whatever
I
the word
mean,
you want to use. All I know is if your elbow's hurting before the season even starts, it's probably going to be pretty banged up while you get towards the end of the season.
oh no, that's fair. He had Herbert down to 4. I had Herbert at 3.
I don't think Herbert's finishing outside of the
So
top three.
like all I don't think he will either. But same names. Then Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are now mid pack.
Yeah,
Well, middle of the top 10 when they were for sure 1 and 2. Who's first, Aaron or Brady?
for years.
Right, and now yeah, these new crop and like the Burrows, they're not that far behind Tom Brady or what. I mean, I don't know if I would even begrudge people for having Burrow over Brady and Rodgers. He sure did look better than both of them in the playoffs last year.
I mean, he definitely had a higher passer and completion rating than Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Yeah,
completion passes he did, but not passer rating.
but it'd just be so crazy to have How low can you put Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers? Because they were
Well,
so high just not
Tom
that
Brady's
long
coming
ago.
into the same team. I mean, he's still got Mike Evans, who I think we should have put him in the elite category last week, but it's all good. Because he has better stat lines than Devontae Adams when we put Devontae Adams in the top pick. But that's neither here nor there. We're done with the wide receivers. Just
Right.
Mike Evans is an elite wide receiver. Just wanted to say it out loud.
Oh man. Um there we go. Have Allen, Mahomes, Herbert. I, it's crazy to have so many quarterbacks ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady now. And like I said, there's a possibility you could have Burrow, you could have Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers not even in the top 5, and I don't think anybody would bat an eye. Like, dude, like that's insane. I have Hurts, all the way down at 9, but I like the potential of him. He's the guy outside of my top 5 that I would pin most likely to finish in the top 5. Hurts or Burrow.
I'd say over Burrow, man.
Probably not. I'd probably rather put my money, but I'd probably get better odds on Hurts
Yeah,
than I will Burrow. I
I
probably
just
won't get.
know.
I probably won't get good odds on Burrow finishing in the top 5.
I just know as far as, I mean, as far as less interceptions, passer rating, and completion rating, Burrow beat both Allen and Herbert, and those have been pretty high
So that
on
deserves the
everybody's
top
list.
5. Then yeah, that probably does deserve a top 5. So yeah, I wouldn't bother if people had Joe Burrow right here. If I inside the top 5 and Aaron and Brady outside of the top 5. I mean, I yeah,
I get it though; it's hard putting
I
those two names outside of the top five.
right,
It
but
really
it's
is.
like, hey, oh, okay, yeah, no, I can see that, dude.
Yeah,
Um, and here was Donnie's. Donnie
the
right
only thing I
there.
might do different is if one would switch, I think it would be the Jackson, and I would just put Jackson at 10 and move everybody up one. Uh, would be the only thing maybe I would do different because I was real hesitant about where to put Jackson,
Me too, and I wanted to leave him out of the top 10.
but
I tried to, but I that would mean take a risk
I
to
think the
finish
people
in the
below
top
the
10.
top 10 or it would be scary to put in. Not scary, but I just think it would be almost a mistake to put him in the top 10 just because of the drop off point you see after 10. Um, but yeah, and the reason Aaron's so low is just because he doesn't have those wide receivers this year. I mean, you're talking about arguably like the two best wide receiver tandem last year they had, and
Uh-huh.
now they're both gone. So who's he throwing to? You're not throwing those big passes that you were throwing to Devontae Adams this year.
I was going off on Aaron.
Yeah, he took that out of Waska and never came back.
Oh man.
No, that dude's just living his best life. I'm not hating on him at all, man. I just think that when people talk about Aaron Rodgers, like he's some like super like Tom Brady status, but he's really not. He's won one Super Bowl. That's it.
Yeah, no, people do talk
They
about
trip on him.
Aaron Rodgers with all his MVPs. They act like he's won a million Super Bowls.
And last year, I don't think he deserved the MVP, truthfully. But that's
Hmm.
neither here nor there now. I mean, Stafford has the same amount of rings. I mean, there's a
Coop-
bunch of people that have one ring, and
Cooper
they
Cup
don't take
should have won the MVP last year, but
definitely.
we've said it a million times. It ain't gonna. It ain't gonna change too much.
No. But
So, quarterbacks, man, that was fun. I mean, I know because we're getting close to for everybody who does fantasy. You know, this is draft time, so like
it is.
rankings are what we're doing right now anyway. So it's fun to go through them. But no, I had a lot of fun going through these. I guess the next step, start preparing and talking about teams and how they're looking through preseason because we're gonna have games this week. I
Yeah,
don't know
don't know
what
how
we're
exciting they're
really.
going to be, but there's a lot of
Yeah,
games. The way they scheduled them out, I mean, Thursday through Sunday, even Friday, Saturday. There's games.
Right. The most interesting part is they do the games, and then by the time we do our show, we've already had all the interviews, already had the looking at um, depth charts becoming more clear and all that stuff, and then how these guys look. But everybody looks good in a shirt and a t-shirt, so it's nice to see them actually sling the ball around in pads and stuff.
Yeah. Well, sure. Are there going to be 4 weeks of preseason this year, or are they still doing the 3?
3.
Player safety.
Yep, 3.
Okay. So, I mean,
only 2 teams play 4, and those were the Cats who played the Hall of Fame game.
Okay.
Everybody else is 3.
Or it really wasn't even that great of a game either.
It wasn't. I thought it was well controlled.
The Raiders ran away with it.
Have a lot of work to do, though. They didn't look prepared. No. But that coaching staff has a lot of work. But Donnie, thank you for joining me. We will reconvene next week when we go over latest news in the NFL, talk about some other injuries that may happen, and then anything interesting we saw from the game. So we'll catch y'all next week. Have a good one. Take care.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe.